Hi everyone, my name is Maela. Some of you know me, some of the probably brand new as well. I want to share a thought today with you about choosing ourselves, on the why we decided one day to choose ourselves or how to choose ourselves, which is really not easy when you think about just for a second what means choosing ourselves. Well, choosing ourselves, it's not on a selfish way, like I'm just thinking about myself, I'm gonna do only what is good for me to do. Well, actually, it is, but you do this with compassion. So I'm gonna do what it feels right for me to do. I'm gonna go where it's good for me to go, or I am gonna do this because I want it, or I'm not going to do this because I don't want it. And it becomes very hard when you are with a partner, for example, girlfriend, boyfriend, or kids around, because now you have to also think about the other one. Well, it's just being, living life with compassion and taking the other one, considered actually the other one, which is partners, friends, or kids. But let's talk about the intimate way to choose ourselves when we are with kids or partner, because now there's an impact on the other one, right? So let's say the other one is today very mean, not on you, but mean in general. He had bad news, he had a bad day, and he's mad, and there is an impact on you, right? So now you have two choice. One, you can take care of the other one and try to make him feel better, right? Okay, that sounds good. But what about yourself? How are you going to feel after that? Are you going to absorb all this negative energy? This situation is going to put your frequency lower as it was prior, this, energy around you coming from someone else? This is the question. This is the how. How? Well, if I take this example, I'm going to choose myself. So I can give a little piece of course, compassion. So you can try to have a chat, talk on the how you were in that state, what happened, what did happen to you, things like that, really with a heart, open heart, not to try to save him. That exactly where the limit, the boundaries is going to come, how you choose yourself. So you help the other one, and then at some point, you're not going to save him either. But actually, the one you're going to try to save, it's yourself by not being impacted by the other one vibration, by the other one emotion state at that moment. This is a perfect example on how to choose yourself. Another example, I had a conversation yesterday with my son, and he actually currently struggled with his own situation. He's not able to choose himself. He's with his girlfriend living in Switzerland, and he have a hard time. He's kind of happy, but not really completely happy. And a part of him call him for the adventure, discovering the world, meeting some other people, to finally at 26 years old finding his purpose, because that's where he is currently, finding his purpose or the call of his purpose, because sometimes we don't even know, but we're called by some things, right, prior to the purpose, which it looks like that's what happened to him right now. So we had this conversation, exactly how to choose yourself. And he said, Mom, I cannot, because at the moment I'm going to say to my girlfriend, I need to go for a month or two, somewhere else by myself to try to figure it out. Sounds really selfish, right? And he said, I can see her face. She's going to cry and she's going to be like, oh, don't leave me. I'm gonna miss you so much, and you cannot do that to me because in 1 or 2 months it's too long. So there it is. Now is soul probably call him for something, a purpose. But then on the other side, he have his responsibility and he cannot do that to the other one. So finally, he doesn't choose himself, right? Because by choosing yourself is going to have an impact and consequence on the other one. So you feel responsible of the other one. Well, in fact, it doesn't work that way. In fact, when you choose yourself, the other one have to deal with his own emotional states, and the reaction is going to provoke on itself. So on the perfect situation, my son, we have said, all right, have a nice conversation with his girlfriend and tell him everything he have on his heart, why he choose to go traveling, for example, and why he cannot take her with him at that moment. And it's an adult conversation. The other one have to be open mind, open heart as well. Remember this unconditional love. But it doesn't, majority of the time, it doesn't work that way. So we feel responsible of the other one reaction by the choice we make by choosing ourselves. I don't know if that makes sense to you, what I'm just saying right now. But majority of the time is gonna ask for a courage, because choosing ourselves, it's actually really healthy. It is not selfish at all. By choosing yourself, you're gonna go into certain adventure. In my son's situation, for example, and he's gonna come back, grow with bigger heart, with bigger open-minded probably. And if it's their distant, if life decided, they're gonna be back together like nothing ever happened. And eventually, she's gonna grow on her side as well, because there's still so many things that she struggled with. And because my son is here, she feels pretty comfortable and pretty safe. So that's going to eventually take her out of her comfort zone. And eventually she's going to grow as well. Majority of the time, that's what happened. So it's a hard situation for her, because she may not accept that he's decided to go discovering the world for a couple of months, right? So she's going to be forced to do that if he decided to do it, which has a lot of courage. That for now, it looks like he doesn't have this courage yet. But after our conversation, he was even more thinking about it and thinking about the good side of that story. Because people all the time see the negative side of that story. So it's white or black. When in fact, you know what? As I was saying yesterday to my son, there's no just black and white. There's a 50 nuances of grays, right? So it can be a little dark, light dark, or it can be white, a little touch of gray, and both, to create a good balance, meet each other, the white and the black. So there's no right answer or wrong answer. We were conditioned by that, but it's wrong. Definitely. It's a little bit of this and a little bit of that to find the perfect balance for you by choosing yourself. What is good for you first. Think about it, project it yourself, use your mind eye to see how you will feel into that situation that you want to make it happen for you, not for the other one around. Now, yes, you considered the other one. It doesn't mean you don't care. That's how you're going to have a nice conversation, adult to adult, to talk about the reason why you need to do this and how it's going to happen, and that you're going to you're going to be here for the other one if he needs you. It doesn't change anything. It's not about love. It's not like I'm doing something for myself, so I don't love you, I don't care about you. No. It's the opposite. And if the other one gives you this unconditional love, he should understand. If he doesn't understand and react negatively, maybe it's not the right person for you. Or maybe you need to get deeper into the core of why is that about? Because it's also a question of trust. we talk about a couple. You know, the example about my son that I gave it to you, it's about couple. Now, when it's going to be about your kids, this is going to be something else. But there's always a way to find balance, to choose yourself. Choose yourself. It doesn't mean you're not going to consider the other round around. No. So think about it for a second. There's a ton of different examples. And by the way, if you like the subject, the topic that I'm talking about, don't hesitate to go subscribe and share around you with everyone who's open to accepting it. If this message I give you today resonated with you or you think it may help someone else, don't hesitate to take this video and share. And then eventually we can talk about this deeper, you know, into your own situation. So go on the website, www.wellbeingwithmyla.com, and send me a message here, or send me a message on even here on YouTube. And I will be more than happy to talk about that with you, eventually help, you know. But you are going to make the decision to choose you, not someone else. Someone else never going to decide it for you. You are the only one. I hope this thing's going to help you as he helped my son yesterday and as he helped me in the past, because the reason why I know that, it's because I was not always able to choose myself. And then at the moment you choose yourself, there's many, many different things. First of all, your energy is so different. It's more than just loving yourself. Choose yourself. Think about it. How it resonated with yourself. You're having a wonderful day, and always choose yourself. Send you some love.